I think if Loma will come back, that would be a very good fight to make with David.
What did he say?
Okay, so that was Igis Klimas, you know, the manager of Vasyl Lomachenko, basically saying, hey man, we want Tank. We want Tank if we come back. That's the fight that we want the most. It's the most lucrative, you know? And that was a few weeks ago, you know, compliments of YSM Sports Media, you know, shout out to them.
Yeah.
But now we fast forward to where we're at today. And it seems like that may actually come into fruition with this PBC and Top Rank partnership that's being explored.
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know I'm lying.
Yo, what's good, Boxing Talk family? It's your boy, Dr. Boxing Talk, back for another YouTube video. Banger, man. Yes, sir. Yes, man. I don't know what time it is. The doctor's in the house, man. So check this out. You know, recently, you know, with all of the extra attention that boxing is getting in Saudi Arabia, you know what I'm saying, particularly in Riyadh season, compliments of Big Turk, you know, Turkey Al Sheikh, you know, has some promoters over here in America feel a little left out, you know what I'm saying, even though Top Rank and PBC together, you know, Bob Arum and Al Heyman respectively, they both had fighters that have participated in Riyadh season. They feel like, you know, man, we need to get back to making stuff happen on this side of the globe, you know, and I think this is good for boxing. You know, to me, this is what I call the turkey effect, right? Because even though it seems like it's more competition and somebody may or may not be taking over, it's going to make others ramp up their efforts as well, you know what I'm saying, to enable this competition. A monopoly of anything is never good. It's always a competitive, the competition that drives the market, you know what I'm saying. Whether you talk about a fast food chain with McDonald's or Burger King and Taco Bell, they make themselves stay on their A game, you know, no matter what you talk about, no matter what walk of life you talk about, clothing brands or whatever. Even in boxing, it's gonna make others try to step their game up in order to compete. So that's always good to keep boxing healthy, and I think this is what it's going to do, right? And let's be clear, right, with this partnership with Bob Arum and Al Heyman, you know, this potential partnership between PBC and Top Rank that Bob Arum was saying, he wants to do it because he wants to, you know, get a to re-grasp, you know, and strengthen the grip that they have on boxing in the boxing market. And, you know, it seems like this effort is coming because they see what Riyadh season is doing, and they see that a lot of the big fighters and big fights are going elsewhere, you know, internationally. And that's not a bad thing, you know, shout out to boxing. Boxing is a global sport, a worldwide sport. But like I said, to me, I'm a very optimistic, positive person. So I think that this is good because let's be clear, right? Al Heyman and Bob Arum have worked together before, right? You know, I mean, of course, you could think about all the times they worked together, right? From Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury.
Still fighting to this day. To this day.
To Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. But from a fan standpoint, we want it to happen more often, right? It's not that it hasn't happened before. We just want it to happen more frequently. And this is good because they're flirting with potentially partnering up and making some of these big fights happen, right? We just saw Sebastian Fedora. He could potentially fight Xander Zayas, who's ranked high, right? And that's a PBC and Top Rank fighter respectively, with Sebastian Fedora with PBC and Xander Zayas with Top Rank. But let's get into the higher profile fights, right? Look at Janet Beck, you know, Alim Kanuli. He's with Top Rank at middleweight. And we have two PBC fighters that are middleweight champions with Erislandy Lara and Carlos Adames. And Carlos Adames just looked very good against Hamza Shiraz, even though he was robbed. Where? Robbed over there in Saudi Arabia, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, these things make it seem a little bit more intriguing and makes people more interested in seeing these fights take place in America. You know, so where people are accustomed to seeing these fights happen, you know, especially from a time zone standpoint, and not to mention the big dogs, right? We could potentially see Gervonta Tank Davis versus Vasyl Lomachenko once he comes back off his medical leave from injuring his back, right? Or even if it's not Lomachenko, we could potentially see the newly crowned king, Keyshawn Davis, you know, the WBO champion at 135, go against Gervonta Tank Davis too. We can have some Davis on Davis crime, you feel me?
Yeah.
That'd be good, you know? So I think that, in my personal opinion, I think that if any one of them is going to happen at 135, it will be Gervonta Tank Davis versus Vasyl Lomachenko. But there's options for other fights to happen as well. Let's look at 140, one division above. We got Gary Anton Russell, who just acquired a championship for beating Jose Rayo Valenzuela, the Lightning, right? He could potentially fight Teofimo Lopez, who's still, you know, a disgruntled worker, but he's still over there at Top Rank, right? Even though he might not want to be, but he's still there. So there's a lot of possibilities. I just want to emphasize that this is a potential partnership, meaning that not only are they not working together definitively, you know, but these are also potential fights as well. So while we talk about these fights, we're just exploring the guys that could match up in these respective divisions. But it's a good thing that these conversations are happening. And if Bob Arum and Al Heyman want it, then please believe that the fighters are going to fall in line, because this is their promotional company, you know. So I think the fact that they're exploring this and talking about it is good for us. And yeah, man, shout out to it. I call it the turkey effect. Whether you like the Riyadh season fights, which I do, whether you like PBC fights, which I do, whether you like Top Rank fights, which I do, you know, I just love all boxing, then I think from just a standpoint of being a boxing fan, this is good news for everybody, man. Let's see more partnerships, more cross-promotional fights, and let's just see more boxing overall, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Don't forget to smack that like button, but most importantly, remember, with God, we do anything. Without God, we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.